Hey everyone, welcome back to KU Live. The time right now is about 2:30 Eastern Time, and right now I have the honor of getting to talk to our very own University President Javier Cevallos. First off, thank you very much, sir. It's an honor.
It's my pleasure to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
We appreciate you taking time out of your very busy schedule to come here. And now we will bring one thing up. At the beginning of the semester, you chose to accept a job at Framingham State University. What initially made you choose that job?
Well, it's not an easy answer, and it's not an easy way to or an easy thing to do. I have been here for 12 years. I came to Kutztown in 2002, and at some point, these kind of jobs and these kind of positions, you feel that it's time for somebody else to come in and build upon what you have done. So I was starting to think that it was time for me to transition, and things were aligning up. My kids were out of school; they went to college, so we could move without having to worry about ruining my daughter's life by not going to the senior prom, etc. So when the opportunity came to move to Framingham, it was absolutely a great fit for me. I spent, before coming down here, I was for 18 years in Massachusetts at the University of Massachusetts system, so I was very familiar with the university. Historically, Framingham is the first public normal school in the nation. So it was founded by Horace Mann, who was obviously a famous educator, to train teachers. So we are a normal school too. We started just a few years later. So we are going to be celebrating in 2016 Kutztown's sesquicentennial, our 150th anniversary. Framingham is celebrating right now the 175th. So it's a nice historical connection. So I love history, and the whole thing just seemed to fit and make sense. And plus, I mean, it's very close to Boston, and that is always an attraction to be close to a nice city.
Massachusetts. Yeah, and then you have been here a while, since 2002, and that's actually a little more than what they say the PASHE average is for a university president, around 8 or 9 years, and that's great that you were able to stay here as long as you were. And you've done a lot over your time here. What will you miss the most here at Kutztown?
That's an easy answer: the people. I have made so many friends in here, and we love meeting with students, and that is one thing that my interactions with the student government board, with the presidential ambassadors, with student athletes, with students in different classes. I've been invited many times to different classes to speak and to talk to students. Students know that they can reach me, and they do, and I appreciate that a lot. So I'm gonna miss the students. I think that there is a lot of positive energy here on campus that is very good. Of course, we have made a lot of friends in the area as well, so we're gonna miss our friends. The people that we have gotten very close to. But friendships last. You don't just lose friends when you move. You just have them coming to visit you.
That's terrific, and we're going to miss you as much as the student body, because you're responsible for so many changes that are terrific. I'm just learning it off here. You had you responsible for constructing a $20 million BAME Science Center, a $21 million classroom that is known as the Academic Forum, and renovation and expansion of the Sheridan Visual Arts Building, and Schaefer Auditorium, Dixon Hall, the Rec Center, the renovation of the Health Center, and many other things. What do you feel is your proudest accomplishment in your tenure here?
In terms of facilities, you mean? Well, I think
anything in general.
Well, let's put it in both
okay.
Things, facilities and then academic things or whatever. But in terms of facilities, I think that making the campus a beautiful, welcoming place, I'm very proud of. When I came here, we didn't have the Alumni Plaza, for example. There used to be 2 dilapidated old homes that had students that lived there, and it was just an eyesore. So just working with the foundation to build the Alumni Plaza and make it that beautiful fountain, that changed the texture of the campus and make it a much more welcoming place. But before building BAME, in between the Student Union building and the library and what used to be the old Schaefer Auditorium, that was a parking lot. So making that a green space and making it again creates a community, creates a place that people can congregate and be together. Same concept was with the Academic Forum, making a place where you can have food as well as classes, to make it a welcoming place for people to congregate, again, is important. We even opened a little coffee shop in the library. That was part of that same tendency to just create spaces for people to be there. So I am very proud of the way that the campus looks. I think that we have done a lot in that sense. We also have a number of very strong academic programs that we have worked on. I think that certainly having MFA being offered now by the Communication Design Department is the first in the PASHE system. That is a very important achievement for us. We are working in accrediting all accreditable programs. The one that is right now in the pipeline is the College of Business, that is on the verge of getting AACSB accreditation. There's only like 18% of all colleges of business in the world that are accredited by AACSB. So getting that accreditation is a really important step. We have grown grown in programs like social work, and we are in the process of planning or proposing a doctoral degree together with Millersville in social work. Programs like criminal justice have grown, physics has expanded, the sciences. So it's not like something that I have done. It's my team and all of us together have the opportunity to really build and develop all these programs. And that, again, I'm very proud about that in terms of the academic achievements.
Right. And it was a very collective effort by all of you, and we appreciate it. The campus has been very picturesque. In the spring, there's nothing like being outside. It actually, KU has won a 2-time winner of the Green Star Award, which brings national recognition to grounds maintained with a high degree of excellence, and that's something I can agree with. Nothing like being outside in Kutztown University in the spring.
Yeah, I should give a kudos to the people in the facilities area, because they do an amazing job making this campus look so beautiful, and the resources that they have are extremely limited.
And to maintain it as well. It takes a lot.
Absolutely.
And now we'll just bring it on. You are leaving, unfortunately. What legacy do you want to leave as you head into the next chapter of your career?
Well, I think that the legacy that you leave is whatever we have done in terms of the building the campus. But one thing that I didn't mention a minute ago, and I am very proud of also, is the way that we have managed to diversify our student body. In 2002, about 6% of our students were students of color, mostly African American, Latino, because a very small number. Today it's close to 20%, about 18-20%. Entering classes continue to be, higher. So, and actually the achievement is very similar, and that is wonderful, because we know that our students are really succeeding, and that creating a campus that is more welcoming. And to diversity, not only in terms of racial and ethnic diversity, but in terms of everything, in terms of a GLBTQ center, in terms of just having a safe place for people of different religions to feel comfortable, etc. That I think is very, very important, and I am very proud of, because as students need to be in a diverse environment, because the world is diverse, and you have to know how to deal with people of all tendencies, all beliefs, all religions, all traditions, whatever. So I think that is something that I'm very proud of, and I think that's part of the legacy that I'm happy to be part of here at KU.
Right. It's great that students have some autonomy when they're here, and that's the one thing that the school really prides itself on, is its diversity. Is something I've always heard. Mm-hmm. That's terrific. And now we'll just head on to our next question. What do you love the most about this community?
Well, this is a very safe community, and it's a very welcoming community, in spite of all the rumors and stereotypes. We tend to think about, like last semester we had some crimes, as you know, last year, that were happening on campus and whatever. Those things actually become a big issue for us, because it is a very safe community. And if it wasn't, if it wasn't a typical city where people get murdered every day, when something like that happens, nobody pays attention. Here we do. So that's something that makes it a very, very attractive place. I mentioned people a minute ago. People have been extremely welcoming, and for all, not only for me but for my family. My kids went to school here in Kutztown. They went to they started in elementary school, both of them, and they both graduated from the Kutztown High. So that was again a very successful for them, very nice environment. So we love all that, and certainly the achievements of the faculty, the work that the staff do, the success of our students makes it a wonderful place to be.
It does, and that's. Thanks to you. You've accomplished a lot. And do you feel have accomplished everything you've wanted to accomplish here in your tenure?
Oh, I hope not. No, I certainly hope not. I mean, I always have great ambitions and great dreams, and you cannot do all those things because it's reality strikes, and you do have to deal with real challenges. And in our case, I don't know, you're going to ask me about challenges in a second, but the budget has always been a significant challenge. But what I think that I have done in a way, and I hope that that's the way that it will play out, is that we have built the infrastructure for the campus that needed to be built. We have the facilities, the classrooms, the labs. We haven't done everything that we needed to do in that area either, but it's significantly different, so that the next president can really take advantage of the existence of that infrastructure now to really build on the academic side in a different way.
Right.
And that is hopefully the way that it will happen.
Right. You want to set a strong foundation for your success. That's
yes.
Great. And like you said, I will bring up, there always are some challenges that comes with the job. And you've handled them great from what I've seen as a student, and I'm sure I speak for a lot of us. What were the biggest challenges you had to overcome during your tenure?
The biggest challenge we have had has been the budget all along. I mean, for the last 10 years, we have had significant budget reductions every time, and even if the appropriations increased a few years, the costs exceeded those appropriation increases. And so we have always been trying to balance things. The Board of Governors has been very careful about keeping tuition low, and I agree with that. I mean, that is we have to be very careful about not crossing a line in which we become so expensive that we are no longer affordable, because our mission is to be the access institution for the region. I mean, we are supposed to be serving the area, so costs have to be kept in check. But by doing that, it has created a very strange or very difficult situation for us, because we have to continue to manage budget reductions. And at some point, budget reductions become very painful. And in a couple of times, we have had to eliminate programs, and we have had to close things. And every time you do that, you affect people. And that is never an easy thing to do. So every time that you have to eliminate a position, we have tried to do everything by attrition, but that's not always been the case. And, trust me, when you know that you have to terminate 10, 12 positions because you just don't have the money to run those, and you make the decision that the university has to concentrate in a certain number of things, that is the most difficult thing to do, because you are affecting people's lives and you're affecting people's family lives, and that is terrible, but it has to be done.
It was very terrible, and the money, led to, some decrease in enrollment. It was very tough, and I'm sure that will all, the smoke will clear in the near future. And now this was your last year, as you mentioned. What have you worked on in your last year as president?
Well, actually, you just mentioned it, enrollment. That was the big challenge that we had, and the last couple of years we were surprised when we had a declining enrollment. That was not the anticipated decline, and it was not the typical attrition that we experienced between first and second year or whatever. So we needed to investigate that, and that took a lot of work to find out what is going on, to get a sense, to get the data. I mean, you just don't want to have gut feelings about these things. You have to know. And then once we got the data and we analyzed, we decided to hire a new vice president for enrollment management. And I think that was probably the most important decision of the last couple of years. And we have been very fortunate to find, Kim Skranich, who's doing a fabulous job and is turning enrollment around and bringing a whole new set of ideas and a whole new way of doing things. So last year, the simple answer is enrollment. That has been the all-consuming effort that all of us, not only me, but all cabinet and, of course, Kim Skranich in her new role, that we have been focusing on.
Absolutely. I mean, we're sure you've worked very hard to do all of that. And there's another thing that you mentioned that has been worked on that has just gone through, is that the bookstore is being renovated. What made you want to change the bookstore, if you were involved in it?
Yeah, well, the bookstore is part of the renovations of the student union building overall. As you know, we're also doing a whole project to change the whole way that we do dining services on campus, and that is a very exciting project. That
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm sorry I'm not going to be here to see that come to fruition.
It's a reason to come visit.
Yeah, oh, absolutely, it's a reason to come visit. You're right, but the bookstore is very small, and it is not appropriate space. I mean, it is not. It's not what we need to really provide service to our students and to be able to do all the things that a bookstore needs to do. So it just needs to be renovated, and it's long overdue. It's something that needs to be rethought, and obviously the people that work and live and deal with the bookstore know all the issues that they face on a day-to-day basis. So hopefully we'll be able to address some of them with the renovations that are going to be happening.
I'm looking forward to that when I come back next fall. Yeah, and you're right. It was 25 years since they last changed it. And I'm really looking forward to that new design. Yep. And now we'll just move the subject a little bit. We'll talk about another president that you've worked with very closely, I'm sure, Nick Mbezi, our student body president, who has just done a phenomenal job supporting us. How proud are you of how he's handled such a powerful position?
Oh, Nick is an outstanding leader, and I always tell him that I see him moving forward in his political career and going far. I see him going very, very far. He is bright and committed and hard worker, and is not afraid of telling me what he thinks, and that is part of the role that the president of the student government board has to have. And we have had regular meetings. We meet on a regular basis, and that is a really good tradition that I'm sure will continue with the next president. The regular meetings with the president of SGB, and those meetings are always good because I can hear directly from the student government board the issues that are concerning the students. He was talking a while ago about the final exam schedule and the 4-day, 5-day, and whatever needs to be done because of the way that the calendar works. He was very, very assertive and very clear that the students didn't like that, and we agreed. I mean, I think that it was an example of he taking the student voice to us and making sure that we heard what the students have to say, and I certainly appreciate that a lot.